Coming up on this episode, who is able to lay the most eggs? The skies be darkening, trainers. And getting the shiny rate right on a raid day. How hard can it be? Good to have you here, listeners. And before we jump into tonight's show, make sure you drop an incense with us and get involved with the podcast and let us know if you get anything awesome while listening to 236. But of course, it's the usual trio here. We have got Melting Fall 27. We have got Vassar becoming Vassar in his office right now. And me, who is nice and cool, Smug Pogo UK. Boys, how are you doing this week apart from being extremely warm?
We're terrible, aren't we, Ian? Because like we say this, don't we? When the weather's average, we never mention it, do we? But then as soon as we get a hot day or two, it's like, oh, it's melting. Oh, the world's ending. Ah!
My shed's cooking.
It's
not really that hot. I mean, it's currently about 24 degrees. It's been 29 today in this area. But the properties in the UK, they just keep heat in. And before the show started, Milo said, oh, Ian, are you in your little sauna? I think Mark's room looks more like a sauna, actually.
Yeah, Mark's got the visual aesthetic.
Yeah, but it is so hot in here. It's so sticky.
Yeah, if I had to yeah, I've got a fan to the left of me. I've got the door open to the shed. It's nice. It's quite...
Who's the fan? Why are you keeping them in your shed?
Oh, no, not that fan. No, but it's air conditioning units. Actually, it's a good point. Sue's just mentioned in the chat, when you get in the aircon unit, well, actually, we have got one, but we haven't got the right cable for it. So that's a schoolboy error there. But
my aircon's downstairs.
Definitely one way the listeners can help out. Join our Patreon. Get on the air conditioning tier right away.
Buys an aircon, yeah, exactly.
A mere £300 a month could help support the hosts. Boy, oh boy, we've got some controversial and mildly exciting stuff to discuss on this one. So, listeners, hopefully... Show notes.
I don't see anything controversial.
We've got a very, very OG section coming back with an actual introduction on it for the first time in months. But, of course, we asked you guys to pop your incenses before we began this show. And the reason we like you to do that is because you can get involved with us on this podcast while you are playing the game. And you should have some pretty good stuff. Shadow Shiny Kyogre, if you're listening to this on the Sunday release. But you should be entering the Dark Skies event very soon. Let us know if you get anything awesome while listening to the podcast. Catches, shinies, raids, God knows what. Hopefully it's a good one. And you can tag us on our socials, X, Instagram, Threads, and Blue Sky. We've got an email, contact@incensepodcast.com and @incensedpodcast for the other socials. The WhatsApp number we've had, what was it last week? A voice WhatsApp for Shinies of the Week, which is awesome.
But another one tonight.
Have we? Fantastic. That'll be something to look forward to. +44 759 269 5696. And we'd love to hear you express your shiny excitement live on the podcast. And every post does require the famous hashtag Shinies of the Week.
Could you clarify the spelling?
Preferably, it would be hashtag SHINIESOFTHEWEEK. But if you feel like spelling it with NY, go for it. We'll probably still see it. Just make sure you tag us Incensed Podcast. That'd be fantastic.
That's blasphemy. It's IES.
Hey, anything to get interactions. Get involved with what we do on socials. Get involved with the show. We'd love you to be a part of next week's podcast. But let's jump into one half of the past weekend with Marky and a certain egg theme. Marky, how was your egg shenanigans?
It's crazy what a difference a week in Pokemon Go can feel like, certainly when you've got events crossing over from each other. So last week I was going, it was the worst thing in the world. This weekend, certainly on Saturday, I thought this is actually the best of both worlds. I think it's the type of event which minimises the amount of confusion on the game map. The Hatch event, Munchlax, I should say, for Snorlax, 6-hour window. First time we've had that on a Hatch day. Generally thought that was a good thing. I think,
actually, you're right. Yeah.
Really thought it was a good thing. And it meant that we could sort of, like, from my perspective, take time in between, do other stuff around it. And it didn't mean all the focus today had to be on one event, which I think is obviously a fun thing. But also having the Cozy Companions event running alongside it also gave you another avenue of playing the game as well. So all in all,
That's not what Tandem Ass sounds like.
Sounds like something. But it was a fun weekend. I'm not going to talk about the event specifically because everyone knows what the event was. It's been and gone, but I certainly met up with my bestie and used the Saturday to spend a bit of time on Pokemon Go, which was nice. A little bit of time, may I add. Not a lot, but it was nice. It was enough time to enjoy it. And I had a chase. I got one shiny Munchie, but not a good one. And I've never had a Hundo Snorlax before in the game. So there was a couple of good things to chase from it. Personally, got very lucky on the eggs. Got 6 shinies from 30-odd eggs. So I think that was fantastic.
Jeez.
That's really good.
That's some RNG, my dude.
Yeah, I got 2 Hundos from those eggs.
Within 30 eggs, you had 6 shinies and two that's insane.
Yeah, 6 shinies and 2 Hundos. A couple of 1081s, so I can keep one as a baby and evolve one. And just focus on that.
Flex it up.
And just focus on that aspect of the weekend. We'll talk about the other bit, I hope, at some point later. I just thought it was thoroughly good fun. Really enjoyed it. It was a nice event. It caught us all off guard. Didn't think that was going to be the baby. I think we all had other predictions when we spoke about what baby could it be.
We thought cataclysmically awful, didn't we? Like,
Yeah.
Oh no, here comes Igglybuff. That's what you said.
That's what I said. But what a good one to pick. Because, everyone loves
Yes.
Snorlax, and Munchie's a great one. And relatively rare, hard to get in the pool of many different hatches. It's probably one of the rarest shiny babies as well in the game, possibly for many people.
Not anymore.
Not when you get 6 of them. It's not.
No, not leading up to it. I mean, but yeah, you're right. But yeah, a really enjoyable game, and an event, as you said, I've always loved hatch events. I think with the ticket. Thank you for the person who gifted me the ticket. As always, really appreciate it. Half that egg hatch distance. So that was something we feared a little bit beforehand. What were they going to do with that? Well, actually, that's what they did with it. And you're never going to use super incubators on a 2K egg hatch day with half egg hatch distance. That's just ridiculous. Unless you're living like Brewster's Millions and you want to spend all your hard poker coins very quickly.
There's an 80s reference.
You'd love that, Ian. I thought you'd love that. But they're good events. And I like I said, me and Ash had a good time. Ash was hunting the 7K eggs. He was still able to do that around the egg hatch day as well. So it didn't disrupt what other people were, how they were trying to play it potentially, I should say. So, yeah, bring them on. Love hatch days. They're a fun part. They are the true event that doesn't involve or impact any other event that's going on in the game. An egg hatch event doesn't.
Absolutely.
So yeah, guys, how did you play it? We know Milo was doing like a pendulum, wasn't he, Ian, all weekend? So he was
pendulum?
swinging.
No, swinging around like a pendulum.
Were you pretending to be a clock, Whitfield?
That's one of my better preferred hobbies. Don't know which clock specifically. No, I'd already considered myself.
Grandfather clock, you look like.
12
That's
o'clock.
more your domain. Jeez. But I'd already consigned myself to the fact that, being where I was at the Milton Keynes Bowl for a fantastic whole day festival concert thing, I wasn't really going to be able to play the hatch day. But because of the timing, I don't know why I hadn't clicked in my head, despite the fact we talked about it last week. It's 6 hours, therefore it's 11 till 5. I was able to pick up a batch of eggs here before driving to Milton Keynes. And in total, while walking around between the water station to the spot on the hill and the bowl that we managed to procure for the whole time we were there, and to the occasional stand for a bit of food, I managed to hatch a couple of eggs, and including some eggs while leaving the bowl after seeing Pendulum, which was sick, by the way. Out of 31 eggs, I hatched 2 shinies. And I was like, that's all right. It's slightly under the ratio, but I'll take 2. I didn't think I was going to get any eggs hatched, so 2 shinies is more than I would have expected to get. So I was very pleasantly surprised by it. But the one thing that was not on the event announcement, which then was subsequently added, we said, it's 6 hours, but there's no half egg distance listed on it. Well, then they introduced the lead-up bonus, which started, I think, on the Wednesday or the Thursday of that past week, which gave you half hatch egg distance for the whole thing. So you could clear your eggs if you wanted to do the Tandem-Mouse eggs as well. Not the Tandem-Mouse, the Snom eggs. That was it. Charcadets and Snom. You could hatch those quicker during the course of the week, and it was half egg distance during the event anyway. So the kind of negative thing immediately became null and void. A good one. Don't know if that was an afterthought.
Did it?
Well, it certainly benefited me because I was actually able to hatch eggs. I put supers on for the 2Ks, and I was like, great stuff. I don't have to walk millions of miles to get them done.
Milo, you did bamboozle me somewhat, because as a festival goer, as you know I am, and I go to
Yes.
many music events, even I knew I would have hatched eggs at an event like that. So I had to, when you said, well, when the pendulum come on, it's unlikely I'm going to move.
The pendulum.
The pendulum.
That's how it felt, didn't it? When you kept
It was
going
just a
back.
big swinging thing on the stage.
But I was going,
I can't say what it was.
I was going to say, Milo, they're not going to be on stage for 8 hours all day. There will be other acts, surely. So,
Yeah, I think the set's about an hour, maybe an hour and a half.
Along like a lot of the day was spent sat down on a hillside. It's just the Milton Keynes Bowl. It was an unusual thing. It's full outdoor, like a sort of old amphitheatre. But anybody who wants to go to the middle and have a small fight, given the genre of music it is very welcome to. But I very much enjoyed just sitting in the sunshine on the hillside, enjoying my drum and bass, or not so enjoying the dubstep that was subsequently in there at one point of the day.
what's the difference, Ian?
One I like, one not so good. Yeah. But yeah, I wasn't bouncing around hatching the eggs. So the actual egg hatching was done walking between the hydration station and to the hillside and to go and get, what did we eat? A slice of chips or pizza or something? I can't remember.
Slice of chips?
Slice of chips.
Wow. You'll have to show me what a slice of chips looks like.
On a punnet of cheese, Ian.
It's the circular chips. They dice up the potato like that. Anyway, enough of my odd food purchases.
And music
The
taste.
Vasa, who's sort of wearing, it's not the right Munchlax blue, but how was your 2K egg luck?
Well, you said there was a lead-up event, so you couldn't really go wrong. Well, you could. And I can
What did you
prove
do?
that because I really didn't hatch any eggs up until the event. Saturday morning, I thought, you know what? I'm going to have a nap. So I woke up at 2 o'clock. I thought, you know what? I better go out and play some of this event. So I went out, got to the local park. And I thought, damn, my phone's nearly flat. I have no power bank. So I went home, grabbed a power bank, went back to the park, and I managed to play the last 2 hours of said event.
God, you've really looked at what Nick's been doing and thought, I can do better than that.
I am the English Nick. Seriously. For the whole event, I hatched 26 eggs.
Oh, nearly a good number.
That's
Ian.
actually not bad.
No.
I mean, somehow you did less than
there was
me.
literally 2 full batches of, well, I'll say full, 2 batches of 8 because I've got a 12k block in, which I was actually saving. And then essentially all of the rest were individual 2k eggs until I'd cleared. So it was
Could be
a
worse.
bit of a challenging day. I got one shiny Munchlax. It was 3-star, best one so far. And I do enjoy a hatch day. I didn't need 6 hours, although if you hadn't had the 6 hours, you certainly wouldn't have been able to do what you did. So I see the benefit in it, but I certainly didn't feel the need to go and play this event for 6 hours.
Same, exactly.
I do get you with that, but hysterically, it was me going like, oh, why is this? It's 6 hours, but there's still 2 kilometer eggs. It's basically the same stuff, just stretched out. And Mark was like, oh, it's more accessible. I'm like, actually, for once, I was able to say yes. It was I benefited from that.
I enjoy playing
Thank
the game.
you.
I played it my own way, but yes, you are right. I am probably more casual with the game currently than I have been for the last 9 years.
Honestly, the next time you're doing a weekend event, I'm half expecting you to leave your SIM card at home. Like, oh, I got no data. I can't play the game.
I can't wait to see Ian's vlogs moving forward. He will be like Nick, won't he? He'll be like, he'll put all the fingers. I went to the park to play it, but I left my battery pack at home. Oh dear.
I should start.
So let's go back.
Ever wondered what a rhythm-based stealth game with dinosaurs might look like? Or a farming sim in space with zombies? Welcome to the Gaming Blender podcast. I'm Matt, and with my co-host Scott, we take a random game genre and random game mechanics, blend them all up, and pitch wild, totally hypothetical games you've never heard of, and maybe shouldn't. New episodes every other week. Hit play and unleash your inner game dev. No coding required. Search the Gaming Blender on your favourite podcast app now.
But actually, speaking of the Origin Battle Day, we'll get onto it in a little bit.
Shibati
But a
Island.
couple of my locals, I did turn up late, and they're like, how can you be late for this? We said meet at 2. I'm like, I'm not as late as some people off these things.
That's proper grandfather clock behaviour right there.
Grandfather clocking grandpa.
He's younger than I am.
I had a nap until after 2 p.m.
Naps are great. Don't knock them till you've tried them. Naps are amazing.
Did you have to have a nap today because you were out on it all night on Friday night and you crawled in at 3 a.m. on a Saturday morning? Please tell me it was because
No,
of that.
okay,
That
I'll
was it.
tell
He
you
was
what my
out until
Friday
late trying
night
to hatch his
involved.
eggs.
I will be transparent with what my Friday night involved. I got home from work, I had a pizza. Some might say not a proper pizza because it was from Domino's, but anyway, it was convenient on my way home from work. And then I polished last week's podcast. So I was working till 11 p.m, not particularly late. Got up at 5 a.m. on Saturday morning, ran a few errands, got back at 10 o'clock. I thought, I'm gonna have 5 minutes here, and then woke up at just before 2.
And guys and girls, listen to the show. This is why we need you to share the pod. We've already spoken about the beginning of the show. If you don't share the pod to our amazing listeners, Ian isn't going to be able to have no more naps. He needs his naps. So get him working harder so we can have more naps. So share the podcast.
I don't need to work harder.
That's me.
See what I did there, Milo?
I definitely
Did you like
do
that?
not need to
I
work
like that.
harder.
You like that, didn't you, Milo? You like that?
Join our new napping tier on the Patreon. Where you can get exclusive access to Ian's live stream.
Nap cam. Oh,
Nap cam.
nap cam.
Oh, Ian, nap
Just see him passed out at the computer screen.
It's just like,
nap
With the head on the keyboard.
let me give you
He's
an
just-
example.
Yeah. It's just face down on the keyboard and he's just speeding through the podcast.
Incense Podcast is setting up a Twitch account now so Ian can stream his
It really
sleeping
is a worse
from-
thing when you've actually got one computer for editing, one for hosting, and then your actual MacBook for doing your videos. It really is. No wonder this office is so damn hot.
It's
Yeah.
because you're in it, Ian, as well. You got to throw
No,
that in.
I've got an
Ooh,
exclusive
you
editing
toasted
computer
devil.
over there, and then obviously this is the hosting one here.
Well, skewing away
I'm
from
not lying, it's there.
Ian's self-generated
It's there.
sauna,
Oh, wow.
I do think you need to put some wood panels up just to give it a proper aesthetic, give it a Finnish vibe,
Or a sauna vibe.
a sauna vibe. Doesn't matter what country it's from.
Mark's got the sauna vibe going on. Look at that.
I've got the bucket in with
Looks
the
very Swedish in Mark's
Ian,
shed.
I've got the glass with the water. Just got to put it on the stones. Back in a minute.
I'm going to put that sound effect in post, by the way. You enjoy that, listeners. But steering away from their very hot, sweltery rooms to something that isn't necessarily too hot, we are going to dive into the dark skies.
Yeah,
Quick
and my friend's going to sing
recap.
the jingle, maybe.
Next then.
It's the news.
And we are very much scraping the absolute dregs of the barrel with this one, because obviously this isn't news. There is no
I'm
news
actually
at the
going to
moment.
say this. The max finale is the dregs.
It really
Yes.
is the dregs, because we thought we'd just take you over what is available over the next week, because even when we were looking at this, and certainly when I was writing the show notes for this week, and we usually have our comical outro with the trio of the next sort of evening events, it's all skew whiff. So what are you actually going to be able to acquire over the next 5 to 7 days? Well, on the Monday, August the 18th, there's a lot of Dynamax focus, and the main focus is, sadly, the return of Dynamax Latias and Latios. No. But if you thought you could spend a hell of a lot of max particles, the power spot's going to be more frequent and they'll be rotating more frequently. So, I don't know, looking at this list, not only are the Dynamax Eon Duo, but you could subject yourself to a Dynamax Caterpie if you so pleased.
I mean, you could actually go Dynamax Sobble, actually.
You really could do. Or Hatena. But it gets a bit more zesty the further through the week we go, doesn't it, Ian?
Well, it kind of does, because the D-Max birds are back, which actually isn't too shabby. So D-Max, Articuno, Zapdos, Moltres. Dynamax Rookidy's back. That's not actually a bad shout. D-Max Cryogonal. Toxtricity's back in the mix.
Yes,
But
both
if you
of them.
really want to go all out, there is the D-Max Scorbunny.
I was going to say Pidove.
No, because that can be shiny.
That's true, yeah. Actually, you've got a better selection than me. I had 2
Yeah,
non-shinies.
that's
You've just got
not
just
too
the
shabby.
one.
Yeah.
Not too shabby.
And if you want to relive Dortmund from all those years ago, back in 2019, Dynamax Kabuto,
Wow.
because that was in raids back during.
Can you
2019
top
Go
that,
Fest
Marquis?
Probably not. But anyway, Thursday and Friday, 21st and 22nd of August, we have got, well, the Beasts. The Beasts are the headline, the Johto Beasts, that is. Not
I
the,
thought you meant the beast, as in Masterful Twin 7, Pogo Maluke, and
the
Vassafal.
Beast of Bodmin, but we are the 3 Beasts. So, but yes, alongside the Beasts, we have got, Chansey. There you go. That's for Ken, definitely. Giggity. But no, joking aside, the Whale Lords are there. Maybe this is the podcast couple of days of playing the
I think
event.
this is definitely the podcast day, or days.
But I do like the fact that we've also got Grookey in there. So, yeah, but there's plenty of them. Squaver and Phalanx without the costume is also available. But yeah, a good spread there on the Thursday and the Friday.
They kind of are. I think from that list, yeah, Grookey definitely takes the cookie there.
I think so.
However, if the DMAX system is not exactly your bag, which to be fair, some people are saying to hell with it, don't you worry, because Monday through the Wednesday, you have the return of the regular Zacian and Salmon Center. Obviously, they can be shiny, so yes, not that we rated them enough over Go Fest, they are back. Surprise, surprise. We will quickly say, if for whatever reason you've absolutely lost your marbles and you didn't hatch a Galarian Farfetch'd, you could raid it in the 3 stars as well as the Galarian Weezing, and the 1 stars have a cup of tea in there, lads.
Yeah, and if that isn't enough for you, August 21st, it's just Zacian in the raids. But that's not all. There is the Crown Form Raid Hour just to fill your boots if you really need more of it.
Yeah, and I'll just repeat what Ian said there and replace it with Zamazenta. There we go, on August the 22nd. You do have the Crown Shield version available from 6 to 7 p.m. as well on the same day. We get Wild Encounters as well, don't we, guys? That's fun.
Yeah, we don't care about that.
No.
Not looking at those, we definitely don't. I mean, I'm gonna go out there, and I don't mean to be a negative Nelly, but is anybody actually excited for this? Because I'm looking at it thinking, really?
I'm not, Ian. This is the first time I've really gone through this article, and I don't see anything on that really exciting. So that's good. So I don't feel like I'm missing out on anything. So that's good.
I'm having a serious case of de-excitement right now with this one.
Yeah, but then it leads into, and obviously we've got to get on with the show, but then it leads into the Max finale, which again is just the Pokemon Go team's way of taking a lot more money off of you for all of these Max battles.
Yeah, indeed. I mean, I got to be honest, we're not going to faff around with that. We already know it's G-Max galore, Eternatus, and all that shenanigans. So that's next weekend. However, in terms of new introductions, a couple of weeks ago, a new Pokemon was born from one of our very favourite games. And the man who created that fusion, Nidobat Vasa, take us away with...
Chasing the tail, chasing the tail, tails to chase, it's chasing the tail. Yes, we are bringing back...
You can start it with Nidobat if you want.
No, we're not going to. But Nidobat did seem to go down fairly well, actually. So I'm actually going to put a call to action in this. Not often we do this, but post on Instagram or X what your Pokemon fusion would be. We're interested.
I think so. And put an image of it if you can as well. That'd be quite good fun.
Yeah, go on ChatGPT and get an image.
Or Photoshop the hell out of it.
Or just Photoshop the hell out of it. Yeah. Nakeem, we expect to see something impressive.
We expect grand things from you, laddie.
Oh, yes,
yeah.
But Chasing the Tail is back. This is a word association game where you mustn't pause or hesitate. And it's around the names of Pokemon. So the name of the Pokemon you speak must be the final letter of the preceding Pokemon. It's an elimination game, and the order will be myself, Masterful27, and then Pogo Milo UK. And it's that simple. We will see how this goes. Whether we get any fusions. If we do, there is an instant
fusions.
Is that a new rule of the game?
Yeah, no fusions.
No repeats, no fusions.
No fusions.
So, are we ready?
Sure.
Yes. Who's going where?
Sure, I'm fusion man.
I've already given the order. Me,
I wasn't
Mark,
paying
then
attention.
you.
Sorry.
Come on, JT Milo. Come on.
So, Masterful 27, are you ready?
I think I am, Ian, but I know what you can be like, so go on.
Your starting Pokemon is Knackley.
Yamask? Why does he do that? I don't...
Knackley's a really horrid one to do.
Isn't it?
Well, that's why I did it, because it could be a Y, it could be an I, unless you know the spelling of it.
So we really want a short episode tonight. Right.
That's what we're going for.
We're actually struggling for runtime right now, so Ian's not helping.
Right.
Would you like me to do another one and do Squirtle?
No. No. I just need to understand what my Pokédex is.
Knackley's in good old Gen 9.
So I always
It's not been released yet. Yeah.
It's a stony mushroom.
That's what I mean. I just think
It actually looks a little bit like a house.
It does. Maybe a Dutch house. I don't know.
Right. Okay. My start.
Not a Dutch oven.
Come on, Mark. Start me off.
Spewpar.
Spewpar.
That's very Bristolian way of saying
Spewpar.
it.
I'm having Abra.
Abra. I'm going to go Abomisnow.
A Wailmer.
Riolu.
Urshifu.
Umbreon.
Nidobat.
Tandemouse.
Are we keeping that fusion in there?
Said no fusions, so technically that's a...
Snorlax.
Xerneas.
Snova.
Reshiram.
Mimikyu.
Have we said Urshifu?
I have. I have already said the massive legendary Dynamax thingy. So,
There we
yes,
go.
I've somehow won, but I really shouldn't have because I threw Nidobat in there jokingly.
Do you want to do a replay?
No.
No.
Actually, let's do it for the first time. Let's do for a very first.
What do you mean a replay?
No, let's do
I
a
know what I
first.
said.
Incense podcast first. Let's just start over and we all start from scratch again.
I like that,
But we
Ian.
can't say any of the old ones. No, fine.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Take 2.
Mark, your starting Pokemon is Moltres.
Swaddle.
Yes. Excadrill.
Lillipup.
Persimmon.
Nidoking.
Golett.
Tandemouse.
Oh, lovely. Skarmory.
Yamask.
Yes.
Yamask.
Klefki.
Love it. Illumise.
Eevee.
Oh. Electabuzz.
Zebstrika.
Abra.
Axew.
Wishy-washy. I can say it myself.
Inteleon.
Noibat.
Toadschool.
Lilligant.
Tyrant.
Whitfield.
Is it? Oh, it's me. I'm sorry. Well, I'm out. I don't know why I thought it was Ian. I threw my own
Good little volley there, yeah.
idiocy.
Good little rally.
A good rally that was somehow interrupted because I spaced out and forgot.
You did actually zone out. I just saw you like staring into space.
I honestly, I was like,
Dreaming JT, aren't you? Missing him.
why?
Yeah.
Why is Ian not talking?
And then I thought maybe you were using it to stall, but then you didn't. You went, oh no, I'm out.
There's a mirth in here. Get out of here.
It's a move.
There's a mirth. And on the spirit of mirths, for the fan of victory, boys, Ian, your Pokemon is Venomoth.
Helioptile.
Electivire.
Excavalier.
Rattata.
Ampharos.
I don't know. Soft glass, is it? Is that one? No, that's
Softly catching.
softly catchy monkey.
not. I was thinking of Frostglass. Frostglass.
Frostglass. Okay. Soft glass.
Soft glass.
We're now stepping into materials and construction, are we? I mean, I know that's your domain, Marky, but
Salt glazed pipe.
lovely.
Well done, Ian.
Mark's there going, masonry sand.
I'll throw a bit of 2 before in here, lads.
Asbestos. Are we allowed to say that?
Asbestos. Fantastic. Well, there we go. Through complete switcherooey, Ian's the winner for his own show. Well
Twice.
Did I win the last one, the first one?
You did,
done.
Ian.
So I don't know how we've got that going, but folks, listeners, you got 2 rounds of the same game in one episode. Hope you're happy.
Yeah.
And it's a glorious victory for the Vasa. Right
And if you
there.
are happy, share that across our social media platforms, please. You, the listener, do it. There we go.
Welcome, trainers.
Wait,
So-
I got the first round.
Oh, so it's 1-1.
It doesn't matter. Ian
Do we
took
need to do a
victory in
best
a
of 3?
second.
No, we really
we're
don't
not
need
doing
to do a best of 3.
I want one.
So I alluded to it earlier, but this Sunday, the Pokemon Go calendar is so full at the moment. But Munchlax Hatch Day wasn't enough for you. There was an Origin Raid Day, which, let's be honest, didn't go as well as planned, did it?
Some say that these interns only know 2 facts about coding, and both of them are wrong, and that they can only communicate through Morse code. All we know is it's very much time to
Ask the intern.
Yay.
It's back.
Yay. For one cataclysmically awful reason, anybody who may have seen on social media knows what went down and may have experienced it if you didn't see the post.
All right, Shundo boy, obviously.
Right.
It was that bad, Ian. It was that terrible.
It's that bad. I got the
I was so
Shundo.
bad I got the Shundo.
You've been
And it had the
apologising
moveset
about...
as well. It's
know.
so bad.
Oh, absolutely.
Save it, lads. Save it.
I can't believe my luck.
Trainers, we have identified an issue affecting the appearance rate of shiny Origin Form Dialga and Origin Form Palkia in raid battles during the Ultra Unlock Raid Day. We are planning compensation for affected trainers and will share more details soon.
They actually did share details quite soon. So earlier today, as we record this, they posted trainers. We have resolved an issue in which using daily... No, this is a different thing, actually.
Yes, I was going to
This
say,
is
that's
a totally
another
different
issue
thing.
which
This is another thing. We'll get to that in a minute.
we weren't
shall
talking about that at all. As of now, we have no idea what they're planning in terms of compensation. Probably 1 Pokeball, just to be very generous.
Well, they're going to remove everybody's shinies they got from the event and rebalance
Everything,
it
delete.
again. Yeah.
Delete all the Origin forms.
Actually, I did see this on the private chat. They're only going to recall Shundos with the moveset.
Yeah, I heard this is fair because you shouldn't have got them because it was the odds
Sorry,
were in your
David.
favour, were they? Ian? The odds were in your
Sorry,
favour.
David.
The plan was that nobody would get shinies
Yes.
or the moves, so that if they... Actually, boys, we have actually got... Now, I think this is the right message.
Hi guys, Gojka here. Just wanted to share mine and what seemed to be a lot of other people's view regarding the recent Origin Form Raid Day. What seemed to be a shiny decrease rate rather than an increase. I did around 80 raids in total with 1 shiny and hardly any of them had Roar of Time or Spatial Rend, which appeared to be the case with most trainers around the world. The Pokemon Go team have done so many raid days like this now, surely they know how to pull these events off without any problems. It almost seems like they know that people will be going very hard on these raid days, spending a lot of money on coins for raid passes, be it in person or remotely, and they're accidentally not increasing the shiny rate and more than likely announcing a make-up raid day, even though there isn't space or time, pun intended, for one on the current calendar. They will inevitably be able to bring 2 times the amount of money from us trainers. The next thing is, this is the 3rd time these 2 mons have been out in raids. Why not guarantee the exclusive moves, or at least allow us to elite charge TM them? For example, Milo. Congrats on the Shundo, by the way, but how annoyed would you have been if after you caught it and you realised it had a move like Iron Head or Thunder? Basically making it useless.
Yeah.
I really do think that if there was a make-up raid day, we should be given more free passes, maybe via a free ticket for those who took part in the recent Sunday's raid day. But this time, guarantee the moveset and allow us to elite charge TM the moves onto our existing catches. On a positive note now, I've been attending the Pokemon Go road trips. They are fantastic. Recently, I've managed to acquire about 10 of each of the location background shiny Pikachus. So, if you'd like me to save you some and trade in the future, then by all means let me know and we can organise some trades in the future. Thanks again for listening to me, and I always look forward to the episodes dropping each week. Cheers. See you later.
Well, I'll have one of each,
Lovely.
Gotcha. Thank you. Sorted.
Straight in. the
Mark
trade.
straight in there.
Thanks very much for sending in the message. I too
thank
would
you,
love to
Godfrey.
take particularly a Valencia Pikachu would be very nice.
And you know what? It'd be rude of me not to say it. If there's one on offer, I'll have one.
It'd be rude of me not to say I'll take one off your hands.
Yeah, it would be rude not to accept that. Very kind offer. Thank you, Godska.
Awesome, you've been going to more road trips than we have been, and we said the one that we went to, each of us, was fantastic. So fantastic that you've been going to those. But back on the Origin Raid Day, we can talk about our little bits and pieces, but he's got a really fair point in terms of compensation. And this is what a lot of people have been really fearing, is if they do a makeup day, where the hell are they going to put it? Because we already said next
Yeah,
season is crazy. You can't do it in August. It's impossible. Double headers for the next couple of weeks. Technically, I think someone said you could put it before Flabébé Community Day. So September the 13th is technically free, but then it just makes another double header.
I know what to do. Just overlap it with the Go Fest finale weekend. That'll work, wouldn't it? Bit.
Yeah, so of the finale weekend, you then have 6 hours of Origin Dialga on there.
Why not? Why not?
Interlapping with everything. But then somehow
What about Palkia?
Zacian is in there as well.
What about Palkia?
I'll put both. Actually, Palkia's the one I need. Yeah, just Palkia. Put Palkia on there. Fine.
Favoritism for Milo there, Ian. Did you see that?
Absolutely.
It was his Dialga, didn't it?
I've got to admit, Dialga is the better shiny.
Definitely. Yeah. A very fair point is that it's all very well saying, oh, we'll have a makeup day, but that is very much going to take double the resources. And we know that expensive raid passes and remote raid passes, it's costly. It's also 6 more hours of players' time who have already dedicated to do an event. It's not the players' fault.
6 more hours if you wanted to play the entire thing.
Yes, which guaranteed that you probably didn't, and many people didn't. It's that thing of Pokemon Go is so fast-paced, boys. Doing a makeup day, it really isn't the most efficient in terms of compensation. Certainly, I think. What would you like? What would you guys like to see as compensation?
Before we get on to compensation, I've got to agree with what Gojka said. We've had raid days for so long now.
Yeah.
Why do they forget to flick the switch? I genuinely don't know what these people are doing.
Timmy
How
the
difficult
intern.
is it? So, looking at my experience with the raid day and what the compensation should be, the compensation, realistically speaking, I don't know what it should be because the calendar is too full. And this is the very real danger that we've got now in that they can't afford to cock things up because the calendar is pretty much full.
There's no room
for the
for
next
mistakes.
4 or 5 weeks. We've already looked at next season's STDs. Next month's full as well.
Well, it's hysterically full of raid days.
Yeah.
It's the very event that they've messed up here. And the raid day is one of the most bog standard kind of 3-hour, 6-hour paid ticket event things that they've put on the last couple of years. Yeah, I don't understand how you make such an error in that.
I think the only thing that they could potentially do, and I don't for a second see this happening, is remember in the past they've given us makeup in the terms of just free encounters. We
Go
have had
Fest
it before.
24
Yeah.
with backgrounds. Yeah. What they could just do is actually activate the correct shiny rate and then give you the same number of encounters that you raided for.
Yeah.
So in my case, I did all 20 remotes at the end of the day, and I did 66 in person. So technically, I should be getting 82 encounters.
Yeah, you'll get 8.2.
86.
You'll get 8.2.
I won't get any because of what I got, but technically, you should. I think either agree in get the encounters with the proper shiny rate that was meant to be there,
Because
and
that way you're
advertised.
not having to spend more money. Now, granted that the Pokemon Go team, Scopely, they want more of your hard-earned money, but realistically speaking, people went out there and spending a goddamn fortune. Seriously, proper money doing these raids. I know people that didn't have tickets and so forth and were raiding all day. I wasn't one of those people. But when people are spending 50, 60, 70 quid raiding this thing in the hope that they're going to get a shiny, and it's just not happening. I knew people that did 3, 4, I don't know if they did the full 6 hours, but there were people coming away with no shinies, and that just isn't right, really.
That's not right for a raid day at all. Marky, how did it end up for you?
I'm going to quote what Barside said on his sentences that he put in the Patreon exclusive chat.
Many sentences, yes.
I chose life over Pogo. I think that's a very nice way you put it, actually, Paul. Listen, I don't buy into these raid days. I don't do loads of them. I've learned in the past they can make mistakes on them, and it's usually these ones over weekends that normally get impacted the most, the bigger ones. The 3-hour raid days are normally unaffected by it. It's normally these ones where there's it just happens all the time. I did one raid. I got one Dialga. It was awful. It wasn't shiny and it didn't have the moveset on it. So for my sample size, I feel as aggrieved as everybody else. I didn't get the shiny, didn't get the moveset, and I want my compensation, and I want my
Rightly so.
and I want my one with the proper shiny rate to put back into my account so I can have the encounter. There
Absolutely
you go.
Right.
No, I mean, listen, Ian's summed it up quite diplomatically out as well as you might. It's another mistake. It's unacceptable. It carries on. What does compensation? People don't want makeup days. It's absolutely ridiculous. people in their communities, I get it. People want to socialise together and play the game on another weekend. I understand it. Some people might do some people might not do others. This is a great opportunity to get everybody together. It's a brilliant looking event on paper. It's a beautiful duo of Pokemon. I've said this before on the show, and I'll quote myself again. They are great Pokemon. The movesets you can get on them are two of the best features in the game that this game can offer you. So I understand the appetite to do it. I totally get it. But if I was doing it from the off and I wasn't getting a shiny in 20 raids or so, I'd probably be thinking something's not right here, and I'd probably be holding back because they've done this before. And that's my word of caution to anyone who feels aggrieved on this. If you're not getting a shiny after 20, 30, think about it maybe. Maybe something's not quite right there. Because when you went on social media, there were loads of people saying the same things in those first 2-3 hours. So I think it might be bad RNG, but I think with these things, it's unlikely to be that. I don't believe in coincidences, generally speaking. But when I look back on my timeline of comments from the first 2 or 3 hours of this raid event, there was a lot of people saying the same thing. So all I was going to say is, when everyone's now reliant that this compensation is going to be right, it's never been right before. Why is it going to be right this time? Let's face it, it isn't going to compensate people. But let's realise that we've moved so far in a game that's been going for 10 years and we still have the most basic errors going on in it. And as Ian says rightly, is it a switch? Is it a switch? Do they have a switch there? Is it not been switched on? Or is this part of the cunning plan, which Gotchka's alluded to, and others are probably thinking right now that maybe this is done deliberately?
Strategic, yeah.
Not saying it is being done deliberately, but it makes you think there's something underhand going here. And I feel for everybody that got caught up in it, because why would you stop doing it after 20 or 30 raids if you just think your RNG's bad? I do get it, but at the same time, a lot of people had similar stories, and you know.
And this is the thing, because I mean, coming back to the people I was raiding with, there was one guy that was his shiny luck was popping off, got like 3 or 4 shinies throughout the 3 hours that we actually played the raid day.
It took a long time for them to fix this. Yeah,
I think the main part was the movesets, because out of the 4 or 5 people that I was out raiding with, no one was getting the movesets, and that was the bigger problem. Yeah,
they were really, really rare. And it was a comment on Wild Area. I feel like they were more likely to get the move on Wild Area from memory. And I remember Sinotaur was pretty poor as well. And this is something I was saying to somebody recently, like, these 2 Pokemon, every time they've been in the raids, they always seem to have had a really awful shiny rate, like worse than regular legendaries. I remember Sinotaur LA, I did 100 or so of each and didn't get a shiny at all.
I was scarred. I didn't even get the Palkia till Global.
I remember you said that.
I didn't get either till Global. And it was still another like 50 or so raids for each, and only came away with 2 or 3 shinies from Global Tour. And then even Wild Area, it was such a pain. That one had the extra RNG roll of the background if you gave a damn about it. But these Pokemon, this was actually like a solid raid day. And what makes it, in my personal view, like triply bad is this is an ultra unlock.
Yes.
This is a perk that they've said, look, you guys have smashed the Go Fest challenges. Here is an epic raid day. We've boosted it for 6 hours. It's 2 of the most lucrative and useful Pokemon in the game that have been quite hard to access.
The best adventure effects,
they've not been available, I think, in the raids since November last year. So they're infrequent, let's just say that. And they utterly ballsed it up. And there really isn't an excuse for this sort of mistake. And we've had errors like this sort of thing constantly with events. And you think, what's the compensation going to be?
It is rare that I'm this savage, but it is unacceptable.
Yeah.
We shouldn't still be having these issues after getting on for 10 years.
And I will say, is sort of to the detriment, really, when the official post went out that we read earlier on, hysterically, it's still Niantic support. It should be probably something else at this point. But they posted that and officially acknowledged there was an issue, because at the time that we started the raid day in the UK, it was only rumoured that it was a complete mess.
It's all rumours by what people are posting, absolutely.
Like, people are saying that there's no shiny boost on these things, and there was like an average of 3% chance of getting a shiny from the pool of raids from APAC and everything. And then they officially announced, oh yeah, we've messed up. I'm telling you, after 2.5 hours into the raid day, most of the squad here disappeared off home and thought, honestly, I've got better things to do than try and play the regular shiny odds on these Pokemon.
Yeah.
And there was a handful of us left. And even after that, I think only me and one other guy were like, let's just keep going for it and see what we can get. And bless Alex, who stuck with me for the whole 6 hours. He got 1 shiny out of the 60 raids we did in person. and it was a rubbish Dialga that didn't have the move.
So can I ask you a question, Milo? Going back
Yes.
to the point I made at the beginning, right? It's rumoured that we all think it's rumours at this point in time. Why are you carrying on so hard when you know there's? I'm not saying it's definitely that there's something's not right, or sorry, something's not right, but like you said, like something's not right there.
Well,
What's
my
that?
thinking behind it is twofold. First of all, I need the candy for the adventure effects because I've been using spatial rend a lot recently, and I was really low on the candy. So I'm like, I'm just going to raid the Palkia, and I had Ice Burn down the entire time to try and make them easier to catch so it could do more raids, which worked brilliantly. So I was like, resources, I'll tick that off. My other thinking is what Ian was talking about with the encounters is if the research comes through as the compensation like they did for the backgrounds. I remember I got quite a few Necrozma but didn't get many of the other Ultra Beasts because I wasn't raiding them. So I'm like, if they're going to give the encounters as rewards, I damn well want as many as I can get. The other side of that is if they do another style of compensation that I thought they could do is, previously
2
for
raid
raid
passes
days,
and a potion.
No, slightly better than that, because you may remember there was a raid issue on. So actually, there was a raid issue. There's been tons of raid issues, shall we say, but quite a few times recently, they've given the remote raid passes back that you used. So people ended up with like 20, 30 plus remotes in their bag that they could then reuse. If they give you the resources back, you've still got the encounters and the candy. It's just then like a bit of a sour taste in your mouth.
Yeah. There's a bit of hope there, isn't there? Isn't there?
Hope can be foolish, I
Talk
guess.
about things that sound like hope. Just for clarification, because I think we should clarify, Scopely bought the Niantic name, not Hopely, Scopely. So it's still Niantic as in the Niantic gaming division, so that's probably going to stay the same.
Okay, there
on
we go.
their
That's why
social
it's still
media,
support then.
support on there. But a very valid point is, and Sue has mentioned this, is like, you'd have thought the UK is so far ahead of New Zealand and Chibati Island and all that. Like we said before, how's it not been fixed by that point? If this switch really is there, irrespective of time zones and the difference, people actually being in the office to pick up that this is actually happening. If that is how it's sort of fed back. Doesn't someone have access to the Switch remotely? I'm joking. It might not even be a Switch, but I think
Just have a mental picture of somebody in like Homer Simpson's thing with a big desk of
Just buttons.
just sleeping.
Stuff there. It begs the real question, though, because we heard about it 2.5, 3 hours into our raid day. So we'd already done nearly 50% of the event. Perhaps it's not an easy fix, or they just had the attitude of like, do you know what, let's just leave it and we'll deal with it and give people compensation a bit later. If we say we've acknowledged the issue rather than actually fixing it on a Sunday, it might be easier for us to handle.
maybe 1 in 50 is boosted for that
Maybe
one.
say that. Maybe just that we've acknowledged there's an issue. Say we're going to compensate and fix after the event has concluded properly, because that might have persuaded a bunch of people. Actually, that may be why they didn't, because then a bunch of people in the West Coast of America wouldn't have gone and raided hoping it was fixed.
Yeah, but is that really the answer? Because if I
No.
say, oh yeah, I acknowledge that I really don't care about you two as human beings, that doesn't make it okay.
No, it doesn't.
No, this is what we're saying. It's not okay. I mean, it's good to say you've publicly acknowledged it, but it's on one platform. It doesn't come through the game, so anybody who doesn't follow Niantic support on X never knew about this unless they were told. And that's really not good enough in terms of communication of something that's
it really isn't.
so badly wrong.
And let's be honest, we'll move on from there. This isn't the only thing that's been a little bit messed up in the game either, has it?
I'm going to show you guys a screenshot. And this was what raid thing was going on at that point? It was last weekend. It wasn't the Origin raid day. It was the one before that. It was the Max
Butterfree.
Battles. No, I can't remember. I must have been raiding. I was the Pikachu, the Indonesian Pikachus. And the friends list presented me with that.
Quaxley.
And it literally is just like, you go to the opticians and they say, can you read that line? And it
Rizza.
literally it's
That's
just
it's like something yogurt would say.
Exactly. And you think there are so many bugs and issues, and I'm gonna say this now, and it's maybe controversial. Ever since they fixed the gym GPS thingy that happened with the whole community ambassador thing and the whole crisis or whatever. I don't know, just trying to make it a bit more spicy. I mean, it's only for gold Patreon members. Hello. But that whole thing, they fixed that issue comprehensively and bloody quickly. But to the
We've always said
detriment
that they can fix things that benefit the
to the
player base.
detriment of pretty much everything else. If you've seen the most recent version, apparently on the Samsung store, you can't even open the game. It's just black screen. And the Incense, which is what Ian was starting to read out, if you want to read it out now, it'd be a really good time. Incense doesn't work properly until now, and they've compensated by doing what, Ian?
So as I started to recite earlier and then realised I was talking about something totally different, there was issues with incense encounters. So today, as we record this, the Pokemon Go team said, trainers, we have resolved an issue in which using daily adventure incense or incense made it so Pokemon could not be caught. As a token of our apology, all trainers will receive the following: 2 times daily adventure incense duration bonus, asterisk, and 3 incense. The asterisk is this bonus will be effective from the 13th of August at 12 a.m. to August the 20th at 11:45 p.m. local time. I'm not quite sure why 11:45 p.m. local time is a thing, but it is. So we've got a week of double daily adventure incense bonus duration.
I ain't going to bring back that shiny Galarian bird that ran away that I've seen people suffering from.
I didn't realise this was an issue. I've never had an issue with the daily adventure incense, and I've done it every day, pretty much. So I've never had things just all running on it, so I don't know if it's just impacted certain people or things, because...
Maybe it's certain game versions or device or something.
It was a specific version, there we go. So it didn't impact everybody. So, right, okay.
There we go.
So everyone's getting a benefit from it. So I think that's fair enough, isn't it, to be fair?
I mean, I will say I didn't have things running, but I had this case that when I put an incense down for the last sort of week or two, nothing would appear unless I restarted the game.
Yeah, I had that. Yeah.
I'm running daily incense for 5 minutes and had nothing coming up. And it's because of, it feels like, honestly, they fix one thing and break 17 others. And then they're like, those 17 others aren't too much of a problem. Should we go and have some lunch? That's honestly what it feels like.
And I think you're probably not wrong, actually. That probably is kind of... Because, let's be honest, we've been playing this game for over 9 years now.
Oh, God. Can I have that time back, please?
And some of us more than others, but we should, and I think we are all, to a degree, kind of numb to all of the problems that this game has. And I'm not pretending it's exclusive to Pokemon Go. All of these large game platforms have issues.
Yes.
And I mean, a lot of online games, they're taken down if there's issues while things are fixed. Pokemon Go isn't. They are trying to fix things real time. We just have to live with the repercussions. But I think when we were saying we want compensation for things, we're never going to get true compensation for anything, let's be honest.
No. Even with that thing from the Go Fest 2024, you were still sitting there like, I mean, it's great getting guaranteed backgrounds, and some people got shiny backgrounds from these free time researches that I think lasted for like 30 or 60 days. So you weren't going to miss them. But it was still very much like, are we sure they've been able to calculate that correctly?
And this is the thing. We are very reliant on the Pokemon Go team's calculations.
Data collection.
Because
if they can judge how many backgrounds you should have had, they should be able to work out how many shinies you should have had. In that case, I mean, they would never do it. Because
they wouldn't just put them in your account, no.
They wouldn't, no, well, they wouldn't say, here's a bunch of free research encounters. These are the shinies you should have had for the raid day.
No.
They won't do it, but they clearly have the power to do so. And I think they squander their ability and power in quite bad ways, unfortunately.
I agree. I do agree. But, let's see what they come up with.
You'll hear about it next week,
you might get
I'm
a
sure.
box with some poffins in it.
Here is your one free remote raid pass coming at you. But actually, let us know on socials when this episode goes live, is what was the Origin raid day like for yourself? Because I still saw, like Ian said, there were some people who actually had good RNG for the day. They would have had insane RNG if it was actually the correct ratio. Yep. Actually, we may be able to see some of that because we did ask across our socials, but we're going to look at some replies on X as to what people thought about the recent weekend.
And I've actually got to give a little bit of credit out to Sue, who posted this on behalf of the podcast with the best GIF ever from the Naked Gun. I think it was Naked Gun 33.
That's the only one that really fitted.
Truly fits
Superb
what
choice.
happened with this raid there, with everyone just slapping their foreheads because Perfect. Panamat said, in all honesty, the post from the support team should have included a lot more context. In my opinion, it should have included regions affected, reasoning behind the non-shiny rate boost, compensation information, how they will stop this happening in the future. Oh my God, this sounds like somebody from work, doesn't it? Like an action plan. But Matt continues, we now have to wait for potentially weeks to find out that the compensation will, most likely, be another raid day where we'll have to purchase more passes to participate. All round, very disappointing.
Totally agree.
I don't necessarily think we need a full action plan from Niantic, or the Pokemon Go team, but equally, I think certainly the regions affected should be included in there, not necessarily justifying every decision that was made.
No, well, they've got to have 600 committee meetings and 6,000 biscuits to decide what the compensation is going to be, I'm sure. Yes. Which biscuit would you choose, Pokemon Go team?
We have,
We've already been over this, but
something
what will the Pokemon Go team choose, actually? And as it turned out, the regions affected was the entire planet. At the end of the day.
The rich tea region.
Well, not the entire planet, because certain communist countries don't have Pokemon Go. So I think Russia and China were excluded from that. And Cuba, actually. They
China's
were
the big winner out of this, are they?
Yeah.
They didn't have to suffer through this. So we're going to shout out Red040, who's going to The Hague, who would have been at The Hague for the road trip this weekend. I already caught the shiny origin forms before, so this event, while I did buy the ticket, was personally more about farming candy. I expect the compensation will be another special research equal to the amount of raids you've done, but this time with the right shiny rates.
Maybe.
Fingers crossed, honestly.
Nick Playfair's responded on the post and put, I actually did better with the shinies than I did with Zamazenta and Zacian, where I got 0 shinies from over 60 raids. So didn't even... Well, I know that feeling when I was in New York and New Jersey. So didn't even realise it was glitched. I hope we get a few guaranteed encounters, though, because I did spend £5 on the ticket. Yeah, exactly. There was a ticket as well.
Yeah, Kiwi Steve said, was with the family for the morning, but snuck in some before meeting up with the group. To say they were a bit disappointed with the shiny rate is definitely an understatement. But was still continuing till the end, but we knew something was wrong and weren't surprised. There's a feeling of course, for issues, and when it's acknowledged being the first up, we tend to notice, and with big enough groups, it becomes apparent very quickly. A redo is just not a great approach, let alone the full weekends coming up. It doesn't respect the time and effort, and we said that. People are investing not only money, but time into these things, and people that are doing 6 hours, that's a big investment in time and cash. I mean, when you think the actual amount of raid passes you buy for 6 hours of raiding.
Yeah, because you still only got 5 free passes for the raid day, even though it was double duration and double raid bosses. Staying in the land down under, we've got Tom L96 here. So on Sunday, my crew and I decided to venture to a new location where we could run 9 gyms every 30 minutes, 14 an hour, so maybe it was not, I don't know, whatever. I pushed 75 raids. A few ran, but the rare candy XL drops were nuts. Shiny rates and the special moves were rare AF. The XP and dust canes were neat. And a little screenshot of all the catches. Weather for us was terrible. Did I mention the shiny rates overall were not boosted as featured $3.5 billion company with lots of applauding emojis.
Yeah, I don't think anyone's loving life on this one. And then Kuro Yukiheim 6 has put, felt frustrated with the playgroup that I left after 17 raids. It wasn't worth the frustration.
That says it all, really, doesn't it? Yeah, that definitely says it all.
Luckily, a Team Rocket takeover came straight away afterwards, so TMing frustration away
Tony
was
TM, did
needed.
you say? What's he doing?
Tony TMing.
Tony TMing frustration.
Yeah, next season is definitely turning into
use one
the
Tony
season of
to get rid of
torture,
frustration.
The season of pulling teeth.
Season of pulling teeth. I like that one.
Goodness me. I think we're going to put the Origin Raid Day to bed for now, but undoubtedly it's going to rear up out of the bathtub like out of, what was it, Lethal Attraction next week. And we'll probably hear more about it with the compensation. Fingers crossed, people, we actually get some justification with that one. That'd be great. But it's time to see if anyone got some epic catches in our favourite section. This is why we get you guys to drop the incense, preferably so you can get something cool. But if it's not on incense, we still want you to drop the hashtag.
Shinies of the week.
Hello, Incense crew. Darby Russ here. Just a very quick one for Shinies of the Week this
Darby
week.
Russ,
Was absolutely delighted to get my second ever Shundo. and it was the little blue dino, the tyrant that came through. Probably the fourth to last.
Oh, that's such a good one.
check. The sparkles came through, and it's a lovely shiny.
It is.
But then I saw the 700 CP as the research CP, and was an
Blue
absolute
boy.
delighted. Didn't make the same noob mistake that I made when I got the research Shundo for the Galarian Yamask, my very first Shundo last year. Didn't see the need to Golden Raz Ultra Ball this one, but was absolutely delighted
Great ball.
to get this. So a couple of pictures there for the proof. Shundo number 2, delighted.
2 Shundos from
Nice.
research, my
Yeah,
man. Hey, that's a sick one.
Ian loves a little blue boy, don't you,
I
Ian?
love the blue boy, the Shundo little
And
T-Rex.
little blue
yeah.
boy.
Yeah.
No, that's genuinely awesome. And thanks for sending that through our WhatsApp number.
Yeah, keep them coming, guys. We're
That's awesome.
loving these voice shinies of the week.
Now, if you don't mind, gentlemen, I'm going to read this one from our Patreon Discord because it's, of course, Silverman on this one. And he was one of the few lucky people who somehow beat the odds. And he's put this picture in there. And he said, didn't realise it was a Shundo until Mr. Pogo Milo UK pointed it out. He got the Shundo Palkia with
Nice.
spatial
Well done,
rend.
David. Yeah.
And it was
Well done,
a
David.
hysterical moment. He thought he had a weather boost. He thought it was weather boosted. And I looked and I was like, dude, that's a Shundo. You should be more
I
excited.
like that, Ian. Well done, David. Yeah, well done. Yeah, well
Well,
done.
if anybody's going to
Well
get
done,
it,
David.
it is going to be
Thank you for sending
Silverman,
it
let's
in.
be honest.
Silverman or Milo, yeah.
It is.
You
We got
two
the
are a
pair
pair, I tell
between
you.
us.
Is that a fusion? A silver Milo?
Silverfield.
Silverfield.
That sounds
J-
so
JT
that sounds
Milo.
so graceful, doesn't it? Silverfield.
JTM.
Yeah. I can resonate with Sarah Law or Sarah Law. It's not a shiny, but it's acceptable. So after a bit of natural GP, I like that natural.
What is it, though?
After a bit of natural GPS drifting and 80 plus eggs, I hatched this Snomdo. I love a Snomdo. A
Love
hashtag
it.
Snomdo.
Snomdo.
Just hashtag Snom plus hashtag Hundo. And then hashtag Shinies of the Week. I love it.
I love that.
Snomdo. I've got a Snomdo as well. So,
So do I, Marky. Look at us, the Snomdos.
Snomdos. Look at us, our Snomdos.
Snomdos.
Oh, Ian, where's your Snomdo?
Get your Snomdo out.
Who said it's not?
Oh,
Ooh la la. We love a hundo on here.
Yes.
Even though it's not a shiny, we do love a hundo very much.
yeah.
My shiny of the week is from Mark Bailey, part of the Derby crew. He said, this pair I found at Aldi. Hashtag shiny of the week. And it's the shiny Tandem Mouse.
Other supermarkets are
Other
available
supermarkets, other German supermarkets are available.
in the UK.
Yeah.
Germans, Ian.
There's a lovely little mouse.
Yeah. I still don't have the shiny Tandem Mouse.
Aww.
Have you
I
not?
think I'm the only person in the UK that didn't actually get the shiny Tandem Mouse. And I did like so many checks.
I started watching your vlog. I saw the thumbnail, so I thought you'd got it, Ian.
Is
Have you
this
not got it?
No, I
so
did- I did
many
a U.
checks, or is
I-
this
it's
Vasa so
clickbaited.
many checks?
No, I did like 70, 80 checks in like 2 days.
Did you start playing the event at 2 minutes to 8 this
No,
evening?
I started playing it on Saturday.
Are
after
you
my
sure
nap.
about this?
Yeah.
How
Did
long
you
was
have
the
a
nap? Jinx.
We talked about this at the top of the show. I had a nap Saturday morning, then I went out to play the event.
Are you
There's
sure it
nothing
wasn't
wrong
2
with nappy
a.m. when
eyes.
you woke up?
But no, 'cause I hatched Munchlax, so I must have been out to play the event.
I don't know.
You said
you hallucinated,
your battery pack wasn't
Munchlax.
charged.
Guys, comment on X. Is there anything wrong with napping? I say no.
Let us know on our socials. Do you like to have a nap before a hatch day or during a hatch day?
I did nap during the hatch day, but then again, let's be honest. Who needs to play it for nearly like 6 hours? Nobody.
There we go.
Kerry,
Kerry.
first check 98 mouse, Ian.
So Sue's just messaged actually in the Patreon chat. Ian, I'll save one for you. I got 10 shiny Tandem Mouse. Damn, can I
More
have
than
2?
10.
Family complete.
He can get
More
his
than
family
10.
done. There you go. Tandem Mouse would be flying, but it doesn't detract from your hashtag shiny of the week. Congratulations.
Yeah, we didn't talk about the shiny Tandem Mouses tonight. We'll do that next week.
Yeah. Your cozy companions.
Cozy companions.
Your cozy companion's back in America.
Yeah, I'm feeling very uncozy right now, but
Milo.
moving swiftly on.
You've still got
from-
the Italian.
He's not here permanently.
He could be.
He doesn't have the whispers of stories of alligators to lull you to sleep. Anyway, Thank you very much, everybody, for contributing to the hashtag Shinies of the Week section. There were tons more, on our Discord, on X, and do ping them through Instagram. We love them coming through Instagram. Sue. And also, thanks to Sue for giving Ian 2 of a shiny Tandemaus. But Darby Russ, thanks for sending in that WhatsApp hashtag Shinies of the Week. If you could do that as well, that would be splendid. Whoever's out there, whoever feels like putting their voice on the show, we'd love to hear it. But that's going to conclude 236, so we cannot stress enough. If you enjoyed listening to the show, make sure you hit the plus, follow, or subscribe button so you stick with us. Have the podcast automatically downloaded to your device on Sunday, because we never, ever miss a week, boys.
Well, we don't, do we?
Every week. There is something to listen to. Every Sunday, I should say, there is something for you to listen to. And usually there's an event going on the Sunday, so it's a good Mouse companion. Also, if you like the podcast, make sure you share it with your friends, your squad, and anybody you think who might enjoy this show. We'd love to have them come on board and get involved with the show as well. It'd be awesome. Including anybody who has a pet turtle. I don't know. Anyway, yes. We'd love to say a big thanks to anybody who supports this podcast via Patreon. There are 3 tiers on there, and anybody who takes the support to the next level on either the bronze or the gold. You guys are awesome. You guys help us keep rocking and rolling and making this podcast as polished and hopefully as professional as we can do, even though we do talk a heck of a lot of dog's cojones during the show. But we'd like to give a special shout out to everybody who is on the...
Hello, and here goes members.
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 The members of the Silver Tier are KLXVI, Dill Hazard, Spindiana, Laurie Beck, Steve in Norway, CC is Mad, Mac Floof, Saul Halberfield, Lizzie George, Xander Van Driessen, Neonet, Ellen Rushton, James Alexander, Northern Soph, Tom Cattle, Robert Wilson, Miss Summer of 69. I've wanted to do this since I heard it last week. Miss Summer of 69. Malcolm Grinter, Geordie Castell.
That's Mrs. Bovril Barry, that is. That's Mrs. Bovril Barry, that is.
It just lended perfectly to the whole whisper of the voice. But Geordie Castell, the Hot Weasel, Shiny IKEA Mum, Tony of Pride, and Jono, thank you very much for being a part of the awesome tier that is that letter and number and word. What's the periodic table thing for
calcium?
Calcium. Welcome to the calcium tier. And anybody who is on the first place, the numero uno, the golden sound effect.
AG is silver on the periodic table.
And there's AU.
AU good looking.
AU good looking folks on that gold tier of Patreons who get to listen to the live show here with the chaotic stuff that's still somehow going to be uneditable thanks to Vasa right now. You guys are awesome. Thanks for taking your support to the top tier on the gold member. Because you guys are awesome. Thank you very much. And the folks who are on that tier are JB, Kerry and Zachary, Barside 2, Mandy Croft, Mr. Mossam, Mufti, and Dean DHL. If it wasn't clear enough, those are the gold tier Patreons.
Thank you for being
gold member.
And there is one other level who are part of our team, our wonderful golden team of admins. Who are apparently having a Mexican standoff right now. Sue and Francesco, Hermes Ninja, and I Am Pyrrhus. Those guys behind the scenes really do help with so much that this podcast does. So appreciate you guys and all you do for this show. Because we're going to hype the train out of here to 237. There's some good stuff coming up in the next week, and hey, very best of luck.
Wait on. Boys, we have some good news.
What?
Well, next week, for Max Monday, there's no Max Monday.
Yay!
Yeah! It was good news.
Ian's alive again.
Yay!
Well, guys, I've got some actual news.
What?
Mine was actual news, but what?
What?
We've got a spotlight hour, though, on Tuesday, and it's for Alex, so that's actually quite good.
That's not too bad.
No drones will be lost on this one, will they, Ian?
No, because that was a community day, not a spotlight tower.
The same Pokemon.
You can't be spotlight. Anyway, boys, I have some confusing news.
What?
Well, raid hour for next Wednesday isn't a thing, but don't worry, because of course we mentioned it earlier in the show. The Thursday and the Friday will have their own raid hours. Crowned form Zacian up first, and then crowned form Zaman Center afterwards. Good stuff.
Nice.
Wow.
Thanks,
Guys,
Alex. Yeah.
Yeah. Bad news, guys.
Grazie, senor.
Grazie, senor.
Bad news.
We're all having a holiday next week, so we won't be here.
Well, yeah, on that confusing bombshell, we won't be here for next week for the first time ever. Blame the Max finale and Eternatus
Hashtag we're going to miss a week.
Eternatus Maximus. We never miss a week, but we are
Actually,
very
no,
much...
we can't miss a week, boys.
See you in a fortnight, boys.